The lives of Shiloh Jolie and Suri Noelle at 18 are often compared, from the changes in the names of their famous fathers, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, to their future plans. Both were born in 2006 and have had strained relationships with their fathers after their parents' divorces, yet they remain close to their mothers, Angelina Jolie and Katie Holmes. Two of the most famous young women in the entertainment world are growing up. Born during a time when tabloids were at their peak, and celebrity privacy was nearly non-existent, Shiloh Jolie Pitt, daughter of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, and Suri Cruise, daughter of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, became household names the moment they were born. While both attracted attention from an early age, Shiloh, born May 27, and Suri, born April 18, largely grew up away from the spotlight. Despite their many differences, they share a few similarities. Now that both have turned 18, here's what they've done, and why both decided to change their names. Despite having some of the most illustrious careers in Hollywood, both Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt have been labeled as failed husbands in their marriages. A match of equals. Over 20 years ago, the public was confused about who to focus on, Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, when both appeared together in Interview with the Vampire. Born just a year apart, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt were once considered global heartthrobs of cinema in the 90s. Few people know that Interview with the Vampire, 1994, was the only collaboration between these two major stars. At the time, both were seen as promising newcomers, but Tom Cruise, the ex-husband of Katie Holmes, was rated more highly thanks to an Oscar nomination before joining this film. Interview with the Vampire became a perfect stepping stone, catapulting both Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt into the list of the most seductive vampires of all time. From the success of the film, both forged expansive career paths, achieving enviable success and relationships that many admired. With their suave, masculine appearances, Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt embody the quintessential male beauty. Even after many years, both actors remain among the most sought-after names in Hollywood. The failed husbands leaving behind the glories that Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise have built in their careers, perhaps something impossible to quantify. Both have, over more than 20 years in the business, amassed enormous fanbases across the globe, along with a collection of iconic, blockbuster films. However, what people mention most as the common ground between them, their tumultuous love lives, which have left them both as single men who have repeatedly faced heartbreak. If Tom Cruise has been a groom 3 times and signed 3 divorce papers, Brad Pitt modestly trails with 2 separations. People joke that this deficit is simply because Brad Pitt is 1 year younger than Tom Cruise, but when it comes to being charming and romantic, it's hard to say which one wins the battle. 2 fathers, one who has never met his child, and one who sacrificed his entire career to raise his child. After a divorce, adults might feel sadness, regret, or even relief as if a burden has been lifted, but one truth remains: no matter what, the sadness still lingers in the eyes of the child. Suri Cruise, the little girl once listed among Hollywood's top power kids, no longer frequently appears in princess dresses and expensive designer items. After her parents' separation, Suri returned to live with her mother in the suburbs, commuting daily by subway to school. Despite Katie's fame, Suri could have easily continued her princess-like life, but perhaps her mother chose to provide her with a simpler life, away from the media and Hollywood's controversies. And over the years, Tom Cruise has never met his daughter due to the strict rules of the religious sect he follows. This has made him one of the worst fathers in Hollywood. Meanwhile, for Brad Pitt, the pain he endured after his separation was perhaps not from receiving a divorce paper from Angelina Jolie, but from being separated from his children. Moreover, the image of a calm, loving father quickly shattered. Since then, throughout the years of their separation, Brad Pitt has set aside his career to pursue custody of his children, a pursuit he has been deeply committed to. In their 50s, they are rewriting their lives after marital breakdowns and the faded glory of once mighty Hollywood icons. Both Suri Cruise and Shiloh Jolie Pitt chose to change their names when they turned 18. Now, at 18, and thus having legal autonomy, both Shiloh and Suri are distancing themselves further from their fathers by changing their surnames. At her high school graduation in June, the media reported that Suri was listed as Suri Noelle in the graduation program. The name Noelle may be a tribute to her loving mother, Katie, whose middle name is Noelle. It is still unclear whether this new name is a permanent legal change or a professional choice. However, Shiloh was less subtle. On May 27, her 18th birthday, she filed a petition to legally change her name. The young woman officially requested to drop Pitt from her name, so she would be called Shiloh Jolie. Her mother had changed her name decades ago, dropping her actor father Jon Voight's surname. Suri and Shiloh are clearly dealing with issues related to their fathers, but it is also evident that both are very close to their famous mothers. While Holmes remains private about her daughter in the media, she told InStyle magazine in 2020, "I love Suri so much. My biggest goal has always been to nurture her in her own personality, to ensure that she is 100% herself, strong, confident, and capable. And to know that she has become very strong. She has always been a strong-willed person." Speaking about the pandemic, she told Vogue Australia, "To be able to live in the moment without the pressure of outcomes and instead cherish the natural rhythm of mother and daughter is the greatest gift." Shiloh also appears to be very close to her mother, Angelina Jolie. The duo frequently takes photos together, and the teenage girl even became a focal point when she changed her glamorous look to support her mother during the Eternals film promotional tour in 2021. As we look back on the stories of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and their relationships with their 18-year-old daughters, we see more than just celebrity drama. We uncover the deep emotional currents that connect us all. Tom Cruise, whose adherence to strict sect rules kept him apart from his daughter, reflects a tragic disconnect that challenges our understanding of familial bonds. On the other hand, Brad Pitt's journey, from the initial pain of separation to a determined fight for custody, illustrates a powerful struggle to reclaim his role as a father. Suri Cruise and Shiloh Jolie Pitt, both reaching adulthood, have made their own statements by changing their names, a symbolic move that resonates with many who have faced family strife. Their actions speak volumes about personal identity and the quest for a sense of self beyond the shadows of their famous parents. In a world where the lives of the rich and famous are constantly scrutinized, these personal stories remind us of the universal truths of love, sacrifice, and the pursuit of a meaningful connection. As these young women carve their paths away from the spotlight, we are left to ponder: how do we navigate our own relationships and find our own identities amidst the noise of public perception? Share your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. Let's dive deeper into the emotional undercurrents of fame and family. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more thought-provoking content. Because sometimes, behind the glittering facade, the real stories are the ones that touch our hearts the most.